Now, Tobago is still celebrating the incredible news that the destination was voted as the second most desirable island in the world at the Wanderlust Travel Awards. Tobago's incredible natural beauty and unique, authentic experiences set it apart from the regional competitors in the most desirable island category. Joining me this morning to tell us about the win and what this means for the island is Executive Chairman of the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, Ms. Alicia Edwards, and Marketing Coordinator at the agency, Ms. Sheena Devines. Ladies, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
First
good
of
morning
all,
to you and good morning to your viewers.
ladies, a huge congratulations from all of us here in Trinidad. I mean, it was such amazing news when we heard about it. And I'm wondering, the Wanderlust Travel Awards, it celebrates the best in travel. So first of all, tell us the reason for the Tobago contingent showing at the World Travel Market. I guess we can start with Ms. Edwards. I guess you can start us off.
Right. So we went to World Travel Market, and the Wanderlust Award was unexpected for us. We had gone there as just part of the routine trade activation that we would normally do. And the WTM is really a UK-based opportunity for not just the agency, but for our stakeholders on the ground, our tour operators, our hoteliers, etc., to touch base with trade partners and opportunities in the UK in a structured way. And so it was when we have just completed one of the daily events that we got the news that we had won. So there was a whole lot of joy because it came like icing on the cake for us. And it also was good because it was not it was an award that was awarded not by an expert panel, but by a group of about 50,000 readers and subscribers to the magazine. So it felt like validation for us because it said that to a wide cross section of our target population, Tobago was positioned a priority place as a destination that they would want to visit.
Yeah. Now, while we came second to the Philippines, I mean, still even getting that second prize is a great win. What does it mean for the island of Tobago?
I think it authenticates us in a way that that will only rebound to our benefit. It's one thing for us to say that we are beautiful or that we're the greatest island on earth or whatever it is. But the fact that people outside of our destination have interacted with our content, have followed us and seen some of the things we've put out about the destination and have voted us in that position, it is really external validation that Tobago is definitely a beautiful destination with a lot of potential for growth in the tourism sector.
Yeah. Ms. Devines, I'm going to bring you in here because I wanted to know, what do you think helped readers become so aware of Tobago to even be voted in this category?
Well, during the pandemic, I would say the Wanderlust project was one of our passion pandemic projects. So, everyone was going through a great level of uncertainty, and we started this project back in February of 2021. And it entailed quite a few aspects. We did some articles, we did some digital print articles, social media, digital advertising, and then we wanted to add another layer, which was the readers' event. And we worked very closely with the editorial team at Wanderlust. And I think what took it to an entirely different level was the fact that Lynn Hughes, who is the founding editor, she is considered one of the most influential people, influential women in travel and tourism in the European region. She agreed to host our readers' event. And we wanted to add a very Tobago-centric touch to it. So we mailed 150 readers some gift boxes that were Tobago-driven. So we had Tobago chocolates. We had some Angostura rum in there, of course. You can't have chocolate. And we had other few items just for the readers to learn about Tobago. So the idea was to invite these engaged readers, at least 150, to have a discussion with us about Tobago and what Tobago had to offer. Interestingly, over 400 people attended. So
Wow.
it was oversubscribed. And I think it's because of the approach we took, as I said, because we met with the editorial team, we curated the content specifically for these readers because we had to contextualize what makes Tobago stand out to the Wanderlust readers because they want off the beaten track destinations. They want to see the natural elements. They want to see the culture. They want to see the people. So we really took them on a journey from landing in Tobago to travel to the island.
Yeah. Now, kudos to you and the team because I mean, what you did was a very strategic approach to get us there. And so I'm wondering if this is part of a larger plan to sort of bring back that interest in Tobago.
Absolutely. So all the magazines and publications and partners that we work with, it's about targeting the right people at the right time. We can't be everything to everyone, and we don't have an endless budget. So we have to be very smart about our projects. So Wanderlust was one of those magazines. It's one of the oldest travel magazines in UK, and to have that status even now in 2022 means a lot. Their readers are discerning, they're engaged, they're high spenders. So we really wanted to tap into that captive audience. And that's not the end of it. The idea is to bring Lynn down to Tobago and have her actually experience these things in real. So it's a continuation of the narrative. So we keep the readers engaged. We're inspiring them with the intention that they can actually be interested enough and intrigued enough to book a trip to Tobago.
Yeah, amazing. Ms. Edwards, I'm coming back to you because I wanted to know what are some of the lessons you think you can learn from the country that won? So, of course, Palawan, which is located in the Philippines, they would have gotten gold. Any particular lessons you think you can learn from that country that we can tailor for Tobago to make us even more desirable as an island?
I think that one of the things that Tobago has to do better is to really be consistent and strategic about its marketing efforts and get in front of the crowd. A lot of times we start projects or we start collaborations and they are not sustained. And one of the things that we are deciding to do as a board and as an agency is to really start to deepen and exploit those relationships that we have with our international partners like Wanderlust, their subscribers, and take that into other areas. For example, as well, while we were in the UK, we also took the opportunity to meet with another group of readers from the BBC Wildlife. We actually did an in-person a consumer event, and that was well received. So we are realizing two things: that we need to be consistent, and also that the personal touch, the ability to have Tobagonian people or people who know and are passionate about the destination talk and share about the destination, or having our international partners come to the island. Those are some of the things that we'll have to do more of because the human touch is superior to anything else that we can do.
Right. And as you're talking about the market, were there other initiatives that you would have undertaken while there at the global event?
Right. So at the global event, we had quite a few. Apart from the 3 day actual trade event, we had a pre WTM event, which was a business event for travel agents. So we invited a group of travel agents, UK travel agents, to a specific place, and we held a briefing, familiarization, talk, presentation with them. So because those are the persons who will actually be enticing UK travelers to choose Tobago when they're looking for a Caribbean destination. Post the WTM on the Thursday evening, we did the consumer event with the with immediate media and BBC Wildlife. And again, that was a more intimate arrangement where we could get closer to people who had already engaged with our content and to share more about the destination. And that was a huge success. We had Mr. William Trim, one of our senior birding guides there. We had our UK rep, Miss Rankin there from AMG, and a whole host of Tobagonians. We had rum, we had food, we had a whole host of things, and we had music and dance and a whole host of things. So it was really wonderful to engage. A couple of people started looking for trips. We gave away 2 tickets to come to Tobago next year. So those are the kinds of things that we did while at WTM.
Yeah. And Ms. Edwards, were there any immediate sort of interest or investment from people who would have attended? So we had this big show, we showcased at the island of Tobago, but did we get any immediate returns in terms of people definitely saying they want to partner with us in other initiatives?
Right. So, in terms of ongoing partnerships, we were able to concretize some plans that we are taking into 2023. Yeah, what we were taking into 2023 with some partners. For example, last year we had a wellness seminar, and we've been able to pin down the international collaborator to continue the work in 23. Some of our stakeholder partners in terms of accommodation properties have had very promising meetings with some of their partners. A few of them have received bookings. We have a new property on the island, comfort suites, and they were able to introduce themselves and introduce their product to the global market. The chief secretary and the secretary for tourism, who are both new, were also able to make connections with international partners, Caribbean neighbors, with a view to doing more integrative things. So a lot of the benefits from WTM are strategic, some of them are immediate, but it definitely has been a very excellent way for Tobago to get back into the game, signal our seriousness about tourism, because we were absent for basically the 2 years of the pandemic. And this was a wonderful opportunity to reintroduce ourselves, to continue to work with existing partners, and to explore new arrangements.
Nice.
In addition to that, what we're seeing as well is that because there's so much virtual, there are opportunities in the virtual market. We had a lot of engagement with virtual presenters and all of that. And so it was a really, really beautiful event, effort.
And of course, we came back with silver, so that just makes it, all the better. Mr. Veens, I'm coming back to you because I know we just won this award. And so I'm wondering how we can use that as a springboard to keep up the momentum in order to keep Tobago relevant and competitive with all the other global countries.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's important for us to keep looking very closely with these publications. Because again, the passion has to be at the forefront. Like Ms. Edwards mentioned, having Tobagonians engage in the projects definitely makes publications a lot more tuned to what Tobago has to offer. So it adds to the PR value, the conversation value, the footprint of Tobago's storyline, and it builds on the credibility of Tobago and what we really have to offer. Because sometimes people question, is Tobago really what it's really cracked up? Is all of that really in Tobago? And it adds to the authenticity of what we really are. Because people can't believe we have all these activities in this small island, and having someone like Lynn from Wanderlust and even National Geographic, because we had their videographers do an event with us at the last World Travel Market, it definitely leverages the conversation value for Tobago and build the credibility. So that's what we do, is really flowing into other projects, because we learned from the National Geographic, we're learning from Wanderlust, and we have other key partners earmarked that we can definitely leverage their reach and relevance to make Tobago, believable, and let them actually see what we have to offer.
Yeah. Mr. Veens and maybe Ms. Edwards, you can also chime in here as well. Will the agency ever consider partnering with, let's say, travel agents to also promote Tobago as an island destination?
Oh, we do that all the time. Like Ms.
Nice.
Edwards mentioned, we did that at World Travel Market, but that's an ongoing endeavor. We do trainings in all our key source markets, the UK, Germany, Canada, and we're now getting into USA. And projects like Wanderlust also help the travel agents, because they how readers, how consumers, how travelers actually view the destination. Important to balance the narrative, because as a seller you see it from one perspective, but from a buyer you see it from another perspective. So merging the two, the consumers and the trade, the people are selling, really helps to strategically align Tobago with our source markets.
Nice. Well, I'm coming back to you, Ms. Edwards, because, final thoughts, anything you want us to know, anything we can look forward to from the agency?
So even while we're out and about fishing, because that's what it is, we're also working at home to put our house in order. So from an organizational and an overall tourism systems place, the agency has been busy this past week doing some work with our uplifting service program. We actually brought in the master trainer, and he's here for a week working with our workshop and service leaders, and there's been a lot of PR around that. We are also very excited to be launching our digitization program, which is really an attempt by the Institute to come at the agency to bring our stakeholders into the tech age and to ensure that their booking platforms are seamlessly integrated and available to people in different parts of the world and different time zones. And so we continue to push Destination Tobago. Later this month, we are rolling out the first phase of our domestic campaign, which seeks to honor the support that we receive from our Trinidad and even Tobago people in terms of supporting tourism activities on the island. And so we continue to work both here and abroad.
Nice. Well, Ms. Edwards, Mr. Veens, congratulations again. And just not congratulations to you two ladies, but to the entire team on that silver award that we got for the most desirable island category at the Wanderlust Travel Awards. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Take care. And that was Executive Chairman of the Tobago Tourism Agency, Miss Alicia Edwards, and also the Marketing Coordinator, Miss Sheena Devines, just telling us about that silver award that they got at the Wanderlust Travel Reader Travel Awards.